Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nikki the Rose. In case you missed it, I did a huge e.L.F. Cosmetics haul. I went to 2 different stores, bought a ton of e.L.F. Cosmetics products, and I bought a lot of great things. So if you want to see how I created this makeup look using all e.L.F. Cosmetics products, then keep watching. Okay, to start my makeup, I think I'm gonna do my face first, to be honest. I feeling inspired to do my face makeup first, or at least my foundation. So I have my skin prepped, my skincare is on, all my things, but I'm going to now add the e.L.F. Power Grip Primer. So let's see what this is all about. Things are really hard to open. It was a cute little mini size. It's like perfect. If I like this, I'll travel with it because it's a nice little mini. I love minis for traveling. Oh, it's more liquidy than I thought it would be. So let's do the T-zone. It actually feels thinner in texture than the one that's like supposed to be a dupe for, the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. It feels like a lot thinner, almost like a sticky serum. Oh wow, it dries down really quick. Wow. Really quick dry down time. Okay, now it's like stuck to my face. Primer's on. I am curious to see if it's gonna make a difference throughout the day, like as I wear my makeup. Because you know, I do get oily throughout the day. Okay, moving on to foundation. I'm gonna try one of these shades. I think I'm probably gonna be, I got 2. So I got Buff and I got Linen. I'm probably gonna be Buff. I don't know, maybe I'll mix them. Let's shake it up. Somebody open this. That sucks. Someone opened it. I mean, you know what? I'm not gonna lie, I don't blame them. I don't blame them. I don't blame anyone. No shade. Like if they did not want to buy the wrong color, clearly. And I can relate to that feeling. It sucks that I ended up buying that one. Okay, I should have noticed that probably like the sticker was removed on that one. Let me just go ahead and clean this off really quick before I use it. So I have both on my painter's palette. I'm just gonna test them out. I'm gonna use one of my favorite brushes. I love this brush so much. It's the e.L.F. Complexion Duo brush. I think these are really yellow. Wow. Oh, you know, it's like my one complaint about drugstore makeup, like drugstore foundations in particular. I feel like they run incredibly yellow. Like really, really yellow. Like even the neutral shades are more yellow. Granted, both these were a warm undertone, like so they had more yellow and golden throughout them, just because that's the undertone of the ones I chose, because that is more my undertone. But I just feel like it's so yellow. And maybe it's okay. Initially is always a shock. And I'm actually mixing the two. I think it's the best way to go about it in my case. So I'm mixing the 2 shades. It's a little on the light side, actually. Maybe I should just do Linen. I mean, the only thing I could think of that it kind of reminds me of is like MAC Studio Fix Fluid Foundation. And it definitely has coverage. So I'm just gonna put off my eyelids just to neutralize them a little bit more. And anywhere I have that primer, this is really sticking onto. Okay, so aside from the color making me look a little too yellow, it's actually really pretty. Like this is for $6, or was it $6? I think it was $6. For $6, this is pretty nice. Pretty impressive. Yeah, I definitely think Linen was the best shade match for me. I don't think I needed Buff. Linen looks pretty good. Linen looks like it's like a pretty decent match. Who knows what it looks like on camera? It could look horrible. I'll find out later on with you all when I post this. This is the Flawless Brightening Concealer. I'm going to put this on first. I might put it on top of my concealer as well, but I'm going to start with just a little bit of this just to kind of like highlight my under eye before I get into my eye makeup look. So I am excited for this. I haven't heard anything about this either. I haven't heard if it's good or bad. So it's one of those like pump up formulas. It reminds me so much of the MAC Prep and Prime highlighter that I love in Bright Forecast. I tried to get a shade that sounded similar in undertone or just in general, but this might be a little, well, this is gonna work. Just a little bit. My husband's become like the master at wetting sponges. He does such a good job. Like they're never soaking wet. They're not like dripping. They're not like, you know, misshapen because they're not saturated completely. Like you crush it. Crush it. So I'm gonna use the smallest of the three and just start to pat this highlighter in and see how it works out. You know it's a decent formula when you go to buff it in with a pretty wet sponge and it doesn't separate it right away. So if it's a bad formula or if it's just a formula that's not, you know, not that great, a wet sponge will show its true colors. So if you're ever, you know, in case you're wondering, it's like a good telltale sign if you're wondering if it's like a good formula of concealer or whatever you're using. If a sponge breaks the product apart right away, it's not good, in my opinion. To each their own, but I feel like it's not a good formula if it does that. And this has held up really nice. It's really pretty. So I'm gonna let that dry down and I'm just gonna leave it for a little bit. We're gonna move on to our eyes. But at least I feel a little more human, a little more like myself. This sponge is amazing. Like this is a perfect size. I thought this was gonna be way too small. I thought I was gonna like this one more, but now like this seems way too big. This is perfect for under your eyes. Amazing. Okay, I'm gonna start my eyes and I'm going to use the E.L.F. Hydrating Camo Concealer. I have the shade Light Sand, so I'm gonna use this on my eyelids and we're gonna start the eye makeup process. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. I have an idea of what I wanna do. I have a couple, like, just like things that have inspired me recently that I might wanna do, but I'm not 100% sure which products I'm going to use yet. And honestly, I have so much good stuff that I really might do. I might do a second full face of E.L.F. Cosmetics. And you know, before we move on to eyeshadow, I'm gonna work on my brows. I'm wanting to just get my brows done and get my face kind of mapped out. And then I find that it's like, if you're ever in a rut with like makeup and you don't know what you're wanting to do or you're not feeling inspired, start with the things that you know you need to do. Like, so your foundation, your concealer, maybe skip your blush, maybe skip your lip and do your brows. And then that's kind of like your framework, right? So once you have your, sorry, that was really hard to open. Once you have your framework done and established on your face, it's easier to, I feel like, get inspired to do your eye makeup, for example, at least for me anyway. So I'm gonna use a little bit of the Halo Glow setting powder in light pink. I'm excited about this. I've heard really good things, so I'm gonna dump some into the lid. I'm gonna take a BK Beauty Angie Hot and Flashy brush. It's an A503 brush. Buff off any creases and just set that concealer onto my eyes. This powder feels nice. Yeah, wow, that actually feels really nice. That feels really silky. So I can tell it didn't look like it coming out of the container, like the shaker container. It looked more chunky, but the feeling of it on, it's actually very fine milled, which is a good thing. Well, it's something that you find with like more expensive, like high-end powders. They typically are more fine milled. The more times you run it through like a machine to make it fine, the more it costs. So it's surprising that this is so inexpensive and it feels incredibly silky and fine milled. It might just be the ingredients, but it feels really nice. Okay, so my brows look horrible. As you know, I cheated. I do have a little bit of brow, just a little hint of brow pencil in my brows to start this video because I'm not trying to just, you know, it's hard going on camera sometimes with like no makeup. So I'm going to completely fill them in now using one of these pencils. I think I'm going to start with Cool Brown. So I got two. I got Cool Brown and I got Brunette. Sometimes brunette pencils just look a little too warm on me, and I don't really want that look. So we're gonna try Cool Brown first. It has like I noticed like inexpensive pencils have like a waxy layer on top of them and you almost have to like break through. So by doing this on your hand, like warming them up on your hand, it's gonna just make it easier to use them. And actually Cool Brown looks good. You know what, this feels nice. I would totally buy this pencil again, and I'll probably use this completely. Like I'll use it up until it's out. I tend to go through brow pencils rapidly. Yeah, not bad. I mean, this is like a really fine pencil. This is good. This is a good buy. Way, way better than the one I had tried a long time ago, which was in like the white tube. I don't recommend that one. That one is not good. Or at least it didn't work for me. Maybe if you have brows in general, like, you know, and you're lucky you have brows, you could use that one. But for me, I think that it's not a good formula if you have like very sparse brows like me. So this one's really nice. I'm gonna stop for a second. I'm gonna flip it and use the spoolie. I like the spoolie that it comes with. I like that it's small, and I feel like you have more control with it when it's small like this. Cool brown is definitely the one. So now let's try the Wow Brow. I got the two shades. I got Deep Brown and I got Natural Brown. Let's try a little bit of Natural Brown. Let's try them both, actually. So I heard really good things about this. I heard that it's supposedly, we'll see, it's supposedly a dupe for the Benefit. It comes in like a little silver short tube. It's a brow gel. It's a tinted brow gel. What is it called? I don't remember. Okay, so I think I'm probably gonna end up using Deep Brown. Okay, so this is Deep Brown. Yeah, definitely Deep Brown. So what I like about this is I can see little fibers, and I love a fiber brow gel because the fibers are what connect to your brow hairs. So if you have like thin or more like sparse brows, or just like not full brows, this will attach to the brow hair that you have and make them look fuller. It's kind of like a fiber mascara where it attaches fibers to your lashes and makes them look thicker and longer. Yeah, this is definitely very, very similar to the Benefit. Oh, Gimme Brow. It's called Gimme Brow. Jeez. I'm gonna use the tip of it and just work it up into my brows. This is nice. This might be my new brow combo. Guys, I'm still trying to grow on my brows. So if you see a bunch of sparse brow hair, that is why. Just trying to leave them alone. Yeah, this is nice. They did a great job with this brow gel. No wonder why I've had so many people reach out to me on Instagram especially and tell me that I have to try this, that I would love it. They were so right. I don't know what took me so long to finally buy this, or try it. Yeah, it dries down good. It's got some decent hold. Might have gone a little too patchy over here. Okay, I think I need to let that dry down a touch. And then once it's dried down, I'll be able to go over it one more time and fill in any gaps again with the brow pencil. It's not the most pigmented. That's the only thing I guess if I like had to find a complaint about it, it's like not the most pigmented, but I don't know. It's really, I'm very impressed. I'm going to clean up my brows one more time. So I'm going to take a little bit more of my concealer on my palette and switching over to another BK Beauty brush. This is the A505 brush. Okay, brows are done. Let's move on to eyes. I'm going to try the Out of Sight No Budge Matte Shadow Stick. My heart wants to try this one so bad, and this one, well, and this one too. Maybe for another look. I'll save it for then. We're gonna start with this guy. But before I do that shadow stick, I'm going to use this little bite-sized eyeshadow trio. I'm gonna start with this shade in my crease. And for that, I'm gonna use And for that, I'm gonna use the 221 Soft Luxe Crease Brush from Zoeva. So let's see how these work out. I just wanna lay down a little depth in my crease before I do my eyeliner. Just a little bit. This is nice. No wonder why people talk about these. Blends on nice. It's not, I mean, this one's not patchy. And I have zero fallout, which is shocking. I thought it was gonna be a mess of fallout. I have more hair shedding from my brush right now than I do shadow fallout, so that's surprising. This is a really good transitional shade for your crease. I definitely would pick up, like if I was to recommend one, I would pick up this one. This is the Truffles one. Like a good everyday neutral. So pretty, honestly, so pretty. Okay, so now that we have that on, let's have some fun. This is the No Budge Shadow Stick. So starting by drawing an initial line towards my outer corner and then just taking a small lip brush and working it outward to create the wing shape that I want. And then tracing it into my crease, nice and slowly, till I'm happy with the shape that I'm getting. And then lightly blending it out. And then going back over that wing one more time for a little more intensity and color payoff. Okay, I'm just going over my wing liner one more time. I have to say, these are like all in all pretty easy to work with and they blend it out really easy. So I'm just using a small lip brush to create my wing and to trace along my crease. Just felt like doing something fun with makeup today. So I'm actually going to dip into one of the shades in the Rose Water palette. It's the Bite Size palette. So I'll be dipping into this cool toned blush shade with a MAC 239. And just pack it onto the inner part of my eyelid. This one actually has a little more fallout. But actually this shade was so pretty. Like it's such a pretty like rosy, not rosy, like a blush tone mauve. Definitely pigmented. For $3, really pigmented. So I guess the real test would be how these eyeshadows wear throughout the day. Now, moving on to something I was super excited about. It's the liquid glitter eyeshadow. This is in the shade Flirty Birdy. So I'm gonna use this on top just for some more fun. But it's cute, it's little, really little. Let's see how this formula is. Not bad, really pretty. Let's try with a brush first, just in case. Wow, this is really nice. I hope it doesn't crease, but it's like going on really nice. I'm just patting it on using a Zoeva 239. It's a Luxe Petite crease brush. I think this was like $6 or $8. $6? I would totally put this in my makeup kit. This is worth every penny. Moving on to concealer, I'm going to use the Hydrating Camo Concealer from E.L.F. It's in the shade Light Sand. And since this is pretty yellow, kind of want to mix a little bit of that highlighter in with it. It has a lot more pink to it, just to neutralize it, hopefully. Yeah. This is a really good color. I actually really like this. The one thing I've noticed about the Hydrating Camo concealers, they oxidize almost instantly when they hit your skin. Like this shade turns a different color as soon as as soon as you give it a couple seconds to dry down, it definitely oxidizes and changes colors. So that's the only real bummer with that formula that I don't like. I'm gonna look crazy for a little bit. Taking my mini sponge one more time. Just tapping it in. Bring it along the side of my nose. It's gonna look really light for a little bit before I bronze up my skin. I'm gonna switch to the clean one just for a minute, just to soak up any excess concealer that I don't want. Now, moment of truth. I'm going to use that same light pink loose powder to now set my under eyes. Before I do, I'm going to buff out those creases one more time. And then using the medium size sponge. Just in all the areas I highlighted as well. So top of my chin. Right here. Okay, moving on to my other powder. It's the E.L.F Camo Powder Foundation in medium. I got medium 310. Now this I don't have that high hopes of. I don't know. I feel like the color, all right, it's not. We'll give it a shot. I'm not gonna know until we try it. So let me apply with a Makeup by L'Oreal powder brush. So I bought this powder because I wanted a powder that was going to be a closer match to my skin tone, like overall. So I could use it as an all over setting powder, whereas like this light pink one is pretty much just going to be for the areas that I highlighted and for under my eye. I can't use it for like my entire face to set it. Could just be that I don't have the right color, but I didn't, this just seemed like the closest, like the color that made the most sense when I was shopping for the colors. Like that one seemed to make the most sense to me, but I had a lot of fallout too when I dipped into it. So I'm not, this is like the first thing that I've tried so far that I'm not a fan of. Let's hope that this is better. This is the Bronze and Sculpt Bronzer Palette. And I got the shade Bronze Beauty. There's 3 different ones to choose from. This one seem like the most, the best option for my skin tone. So I'm going to dip into, I'm going to try this shade first. And using a BK Beauty 107 brush. Okay, oh, it's really natural. I guess I should have gone for the deeper one. It's a good undertone. It's like a nice golden, warm undertone. All right, this isn't bad. I think I'm gonna use this one to just naturally contour my nose. Yeah, this one works. Like a neutral or even like slightly cool undertone to it. They actually blend really easy. I would use this as an eyeshadow palette personally. In fact, I think I'm gonna blend a little bit of this one into my crease, just a little bit over the teal. And then you know what else this is gonna be good for is for the bottom lash line. So I'm gonna dip into this one and using a 219 from MAC, I'm gonna smoke out my bottom lash line. Just add a little bit of depth. Yeah, much better. This is actually really nice. So the one thing that E.L.F Cosmetics did not have, or at least I didn't see it, and like I said, I went to 2 different places to get the most E.L.F Cosmetics I could in person without buying online, and they didn't have any lip liners, which is a bummer because I love lip liners. And I won't do a makeup look without lip liners. So you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this more cool tone shade right here that I just used to apply on my side of my nose with a Zoeva 226 smudger. I'm going to use this as my lip liner. Going back to the truffle palette, same brush I used to line my lips. I'm going to intensify my bottom lash line a little bit more. And then switching back to rose water, I'm going to go over this area one more time. Just want a little more intensity. Or not intensity, just more pigment. I feel like I lost a little bit of this pigment. I am so excited to put some mascara on. So I'll be using the big mood, mega volume, lifting mascara. Like I said, I have the waterproof version of this in my makeup kit because I have to have a waterproof on hand in my kit. But to me, it doesn't matter like how expensive the formula is with mascara, especially if you're like a working makeup artist. I talk about this a lot. Like, I don't think you need to spend a ton of money on a mascara. And I think these are a really good formula. So I'm going to just go into it with the brush. I've never actually used the brush because, like I said, I just have it in my makeup kit and I use disposable spoolies for that. It's definitely a big brush. It could be a little messy if you're not careful and you don't take your time to apply it. But I like it. I think it's nice. Okay, moving on to blush. I'm going to use the powder blush that I purchased. It's the Always Rosy primer infused blush. Okay, and I'm going to use a Fenty Beauty 195 bronzer brush. Very pigmented, so just trying to go light-handed with it. It's a good neutral rosy tone. That's really pretty. I like this a lot. I'll definitely use this more in the future. Okay, so moving on to lipstick, I'm going to try the Hydrating Core Lip Shine in Happy. It's so cute. It has like a little heart. All right. Yeah, this feels nice. Wow, that feels really, really nice on my lips. But I think I want to just try a little bit of that plumping gloss just to top it off. Just in the center. Now that my mascara is dry, I want to tightline with the No Budge retractable liner in Coffee. So let's get this top lash line. Nice. Okay, I'm gonna warm it up first just to see how pigmented it is. Not bad. This is not great, but it's good. Okay, I'm gonna pop some lashes on. I'll be right back. Taking a little more of that light pink loose powder. I'm just gonna bake underneath my cheekbones just to bring out my contour a little more. So the one thing that e.L.F. does not have, or at least I did not find at either location that I went shopping at, is they don't have a highlighter. So if you, I mean, did I miss it? Do they not carry one, or do they not make one? Because I don't have a highlighter. So I don't have a highlighter for this look. Normally I would definitely like choose to highlight some areas, but we'll go without this time. And so if you know of one that they carry that I just didn't see, or that they weren't like at the locations I went to, let me know in the comments, because I just could not find one. Like, there was literally no highlighter to choose from. Okay, might not be the best baking powder. Now we know. Don't worry, I tried it out for you. It's not the best baking powder. Don't do that. I'm gonna go with one more round of the Stay All Night Microfine Setting Mist. And there you have it. That completes my full face using all e.L.F. Cosmetics products. I hope y'all enjoyed this full face of e.L.F. Cosmetics. I have still so much product left over that I'm definitely gonna have to create another e.L.F. Cosmetics full face for you all soon. But the products I did try for this look, I have to say, minus that one e.L.F. Cosmetics powder, the Camo powder, everything was a hit. Like, I love the way it went on. I was really, really impressed with the formulas and how pigmented they were. Especially the brow products were amazing. So everything was pretty impressive, I have to say. I will definitely keep you posted on how this wears throughout the day. Leave me a comment. Let me know what full face you want me to do next, like what brand you want to see me do. I would love to hear from you all. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok. I'm at Makeup by Nikki Lou Rose. If you like this video or you like e.L.F. Cosmetics in general, give this video a big thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys real soon. Bye.